Hello, everybody. It's Max with Crypto Talk Now. Quant is about to have trading enabled on Binance.us. This is some breaking news that we're more than glad to bring you here today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So as we can see right here, this basically shows just that. Quant will have trading enabled within about an hour and 10 minutes from the time I made this recording. I'm looking at the clock right now, and yeah, it's just that, about an hour and 10 minutes away, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific on Binance.us. Deposits, of course, were already enabled as of yesterday, and now you're going to be able to buy, sell, and trade Quant on Binance.us. I think this is absolutely huge. Glad to see it. And of course, we're going to bring you some more info in regards to Quant. So for instance, there's this right here. I'm going to pull up. Shout out again to this particular person, Quant Qnt. Just has absolutely great content. Follow him like I have. He is basically mentioning what you see here. History will repeat, and the same people will wish they had bought. Now look at this. This is a really nice compare and contrast. I just love these types of examples because it gives you an idea of where this thing can go. And let's face it, when it comes to Quant, it's always being compared, of course, to Bitcoin, but it's even that much more attractive, right? Less of a circulating supply, roughly in that 12 million plus range. And if anything, that does what? Creates more of that scarcity that's very, very, of course, attractive as well. But look at this. September of 2013, Bitcoin was at the $126 mark, right? But the holders, as you can see, was at 76,000. On October 31st of 2022, same type of scenario, right? 76,000 holders, but Quant is at $164. And again, shout out to Quant Qnt for providing this particular information. I thought it was really cool to see this. Always want to reflect back on history because if anything, it gives you a broader perspective of what to expect in the future. A little bit more. There's this. And of course, this comes straight from Gilbert Verdin, who is the CEO of Quant. Like you see right here, right? This was back on 11/30 of 2021, right? Back when he was doing his thing with the HM Treasury and basically, showing a little bit of his background and so on, right? From his time there. But it states, HM Treasury supports fintech and financial services, a critical sector to drive innovation and growth for the UK. At Rishi Sunak, obviously, the newly elected Prime Minister of the UK, used to be basically part of the HM Treasury. And then, of course, you see this right here. It says the UK's world-leading fintech and financial services industry is vital for our future economy. That's why we set our plans earlier this year to support the sector, including Future Fund Breakthrough, the Scale Up Visa, and the Center for Finance, Innovation, and Technology. It's a little bit more. Like Gilbert basically tweeted, he states UK's HM Treasury plan to become a global hub for crypto assets. Of course, the Prime Minister, he basically, explained that, which is really great. That's a big win for crypto. It mentions the UK was the first country to officially assess the Satoshi paper. This happened, of course, way back in 2009. He, as in Gilbert Verdin, had the policy team review and assess the impact of crypto assets when he was basically at HM Treasury. So you already see the connection of him and the current Prime Minister of the UK. They already have a background and so on. They already know each other. Pretty awesome stuff. And if anything, again, you always see the compare and contrast remarks of Quant and Bitcoin. If anything, it pounds it home that much more when you have somebody like Gilbert Verdin who has this particular background, and you see where Quant is going and so on, and you just realize to yourself, all those statements of all those content creators out there, for the longest time stating that, this is the new Bitcoin and that is the new Bitcoin. And none of them were what? The new Bitcoin. Guys, this really is the new Bitcoin. Let's face it. This is the Bitcoin we've been looking for, but with the utility. All right. I'm going to bring you guys, of course, a little bit more info. So there's this. This was actually posted a couple days ago, right on Halloween. So it says Gilbert Verdin on the design of central bank digital currencies, of course, by Rebecca Hackworth. I love this specific quote. We're not going to get into all this. I would highly suggest you look into the article if you want. Straight from, of course, the Quant website. You can read the whole piece. I mean, it's very well written about the whole thing with CBDCs and whatnot. But the key takeaway here is what you see on the right side where it mentions real-time digital money can provide central banks with an accurate view of monetary risks so they can adjust fiscal controls and prevent financial crises like the one in 2007 to 2009, right? Basically, what happened during that time? The U.S. recession, right? And everything that snowballed, to get to that point and so on. So can you imagine being able to have like the likes of Quant, right? And everything connected to that, whether it's with blockchain and so on, to prevent future financial crises. That in itself is amazing. And if anything, that creates that much more supply and demand for these types of crypto assets. All right. I like this quote as well. Again, straight from Twitter, but it's very powerful. So again, a little bit of comparing and contrasting, going back to history and so on, right? A lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda. Let's face it, right? So it says if you bought 1,000 Quant in 2018, what would it be worth? Not financial advice. Well, look at this. In 2020, it would be worth about 73,000, and then now about 776,000. That's pretty amazing. And of course, some of these smaller price predictions by 2025, I feel as though by 2025 it's going to be one heck of a lot more than just being worth $522, right? All right, a little bit more. So there's this right here, for instance. This comes straight from Buzz, the WSB Margin Call, and it's regards to the whole hot topic of ISO 222, right? So for instance, it states Swift accepts community requests to start ISO 222 migration in, of course, March of 2023. We talked about this a little bit on the live show, but it's just that a few key takeaways I definitely want to share with you guys is that it states right here on the third paragraph, an overwhelming majority of our global community has requested that Swift align the start of global ISO 222 migration or CBPR Plus with the ECB's updated timetable to ease implementation. In response, we have taken a decision to accommodate this request, and Swift will begin the ISO 222/MT coexistence period for all users on the 20th of March 2023. If anything, that's when everything will become mandatory. And if anything, you will see even that much more supply and demand for these particular ISOs. A little bit more on the ISO topic, and that is this, of course, right here. And it says just that by 2025, ISO 222 will be the universal standard for high or large value payment systems of all reserve currencies. For instance, in Europe, SWIFT and the European Central Bank have announced ISO 222 will go live, and basically the dates of November 2022 will be for the standard, right? And of course, for what's mandatory, like we just mentioned, would definitely be March of 2023. So guys, that is the latest in regards to Quant, and of course a little bit of what's going on with ISO 222. Glad to be able to bring you this info and the news as well. Be on the lookout, of course, for the big announcement here shortly in regards to Binance.us with Quant. I think it's absolutely massive. And guys, it's just that like, comment, subscribe, of course, if you haven't done so already. And if you happen to like the live show, check us out 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific daily Crypto Talk Now. And on top of that, check out CryptoTalkNow.net. We got that new app going on. Shout out to Legrand Commission, who is providing that and doing an absolute wonderful job with it. We're trying to make it your basic one-stop shop for all things crypto, live charts, uh, instant messenger chats, articles, the whole shebang. So guys, thanks again for watching today's video in regards to Quant. You all have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one.